I'll be using Miro, a virtual whiteboard. It's not really for teaching, but I've repurposed it. It's for business meetings, virtual business meetings. But I've been using it for teaching. Maybe this is applicable to whatever virtual whiteboard you're using. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Number one, duplicate your lesson plans. Don't make a new lesson plan each time. So this was my baby lesson plan. It starts at the top with the homework check and it goes down, and any extra elements I put off to the side. But basically it starts at the top and it goes down. The next week, instead of remaking this, I just duplicate it and change some elements. So it keeps the same basic framework, but it saves a lot of time. Also, you should organize. So I did online lessons for 7 weeks. And basically, I just put them like this. Week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. They were all duplicates, and I saved them. So if next year I have to do Zoom lessons again, I can just reuse these. It only takes 5-10 minutes to organize it properly, and then you just add to it, and it's much easier, much faster. You know where you are. Number 2, get the size right. Especially with Miro, you have to pay attention to this 100% in the bottom corner. If you make sure that this is at 100% at all times, then you can make your lesson plans based on this size. So if I put this manta ray here, it's pretty small. So I just make it so that it's within that 100% there. This is the same for games. If I make this little game here, it's within 100%. I don't have to mess around with zooming in, zooming out in the class. It's already done. Also, if you do have to zoom out, then you can just push it once and it goes back to 100%. It's much faster. Number 3, if you can afford it, pay for the premium. Not just in Miro, but for other online teaching resources like Whiteboard. They often have like a $10 subscription. You can cancel it after 1 month. So you can use it for 1 month, cancel, use another teaching resource, cancel, and just spend $10 a month for an online teaching resource game thingy. With Miro, I can't remember how much it costs because my subscription is finished, but without the subscription, you only get 3 boards. If you have the subscription, then you can duplicate and save. So I have 7 weeks of lessons already done here that I don't have to ever prepare again. So next year, if I have to do Zoom lessons again, I don't have to do it. Is the subscription worth your time? For me, it was. Number 4, upload the textbook or any worksheets you want to use. Now, you can't upload a full textbook because I think that would break some copyright rules, but you can definitely upload or take a picture or take a scan of the book cover, which I recommend, just so you can say, get this book here. Get this book, so you don't have that weird dance where a kid can't find the book or is pretending to not find the book. Get this book. This also works with worksheets. So here I uploaded a 44-page PDF document, which has 44 pages. 44 pages is too big, but I put this at the top above the lesson plan, and then I just extract the page I want to use in class. So that's page 8. And then I can move this down and use it in class. Number 5, use shortcuts. They're super useful. It's the same that you use in normal computer usage. If you hover over the icon, sometimes it'll show you what it is. These are the ones that I use all the time. Control C, which is copy, Control V, which is paste, and Control Z, which is undo. For example, if I want to copy this one, Control C, Control V, and I have a perfect copy of it. If I don't like it, Control Z, it's gone. Depending on your control setup, if you go here, there's 2 different control setups, navigation mode. So this is the one that I use on mine, but I can drag across these, Control C, Control V, and I have a perfect copy of it. I don't like it, Control Z, Control Z. So if you're doing a game where you're moving these around a lot, you can just do Control Z and they pop back. Bye. Number 6, where to get images from. You can get them anywhere online, but also within Miro, you have, I think, 3 options that are pretty good. Remember, on the sidebar here, you can move these anywhere you want. And if you come down to the bottom, there's add more apps. There's another app here called Unsplash, which does nice, big, gorgeous pictures that are quite safe. You have Google, which is Google. Be careful about doing a live search in class because you might get some mad image pops up that's inappropriate for a class. And also this one, which is the best one, which is icon finder. So if you put in anything like giraffe, you'll get like a nice PNG image. So you can make games just using these images. So I don't know, let's put in manta ray like before, and there's a bunch of manta ray pictures. There was an x-ray too. Number 7, use links. If you add a text link here and you click on that and you'll go to it. You can also do a embedded video, embed video here, put the link in, and you have a YouTube that pops up in the whiteboard. It will still be YouTube, so there might still be adverts, but you can upload your own video directly as well. Number 8, add a backup game or backup game somewhere on your whiteboard. So I always have this blank space here where I can do an emergency game of, I draw a picture and they guess what it is. At the bottom I often have a bunch of games or links, just as a reminder to myself, do an ego quiz, do some yoga, here's a bamboozle link. Just have backups because time works differently online. A few people have asked how to play Phil's game. And I'll show you how to kind of set it up quite easily. So the game, if you see the other video, you can see what the game is. It's basically you ask what is it, it's a monkey, and they have to remember what is it, it's a monkey, and then what's this, it's a monkey, it's an ostrich. They have to remember what's number 1, it's a monkey, what's number 2, it's an ostrich, and they have to remember the whole thing. So to set it up, I'll just get rid of this. Upload any images you want, and you can get them from icon finder or wherever, and just make sure they're kind of the same size. I've locked these so they can't move. I'll put them together and I'll lock it so now they don't move, they stay there. To add the post-it note, where's the post-it note? Post-it note here. Let's do a yellow one. I put one post-it note. I put it over, resize it. You can kind of see through the post-it note, but not when I think the students can't see it on the other side of the Zoom. So to get all of these, I just do like before, the controls. So Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. Now actually I've made a bunch of copies, they're all the right size. Control V. I need another Control V, Control V, Control V, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. To put the numbers on, 1, 2, 3, and so on. In class, to make it go faster, just use the controls again, the shortcuts. So what's this? Delete. Boom. Bring it back. Control Z to bring it back. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, and it comes back. There's one issue with the redo, is that there's a limit on how many redos you can do. Because if you start playing around with these too much, there's a point where you can no longer do the redo. I don't know, it's like 15 or 20 times. So if you've done a game where you've moved these a bunch of times, and the redo after a while stops working because you've used too many, then you have to kind of remake it again. So I don't want to do that. So what I do is I drag across these, Control C, Control V, and make a copy of it and take it over and hide it somewhere. So then when I go back, I can just delete the messy ones from before. So I can just delete and then come over here and move it over, and it saves a bunch of time. I haven't taught Zoom classes for a few months now, so I'm a bit rough on it, but yeah, if you have any other advice, this might not be useful by the time you watch it, because maybe someone already has made a teaching specific whiteboard app that does all this much easier, because I am repurposing a business tool, not a teaching tool. If you know a better whiteboard app or something like this, please comment, and maybe I'll have to change over to that.